Why couldn't you just stay at home? You were a judge. You had respect.
Respect has very little intrinsic value. The question is whether it gets you what you want, and I wanted far more than respect could fetch me.
Don't stand behind me. I'll shoot you. I don't trust you.
And you'd better not stand upwind of me. Your smell makes me want to waste a couple of spells to cleanse you to the bone.
You are lucky, Ragunga. You have Octavia. Treasure her.
No way! Without you, I'd never have figured out that I should value the most important person in my life. Thanks, Ekon. You really opened my eyes here.
Do you think you are better than others? Is it because your parents are nobles?
It's not arrogance, just dignity. Unfortunately, many people, especially among the commoners, are taught from childhood always to doubt themselves. That's why they don't understand the difference.
So, you came to me again. Another attempt to convince me that the world won't end, that I'll not find peace in the teachings of Grotus.
I just brought you a piece of pie that remained after lunch. Enjoy, and we'll save the arguments for later.
People are so busy with pointless worldly vanity. They'd be better off spending their short lives accepting the end with dignity. I sank to such lows after my exile. I was a pathetic sot, drowning my feelings of uselessness in cheap drinks. How ironic is it that the teachings of Grotus would bring sense to my life. To reject your former life, your people and their gods, and find yourself in service to another deity. We have much in common, Jaethal.
Don't flatter yourself. You are not my equal in anything, any more than you are equal to me in height.
I often wonder that people cling to their false ideals. Whatever is familiar seems right to them. Everything new frightens them.
I'd agree with you, but then you just launch into another speech about Grotus.
What does it matter if you bring vengeance to your enemies from the Technic League? They'll all die sooner or later anyhow.
You might not care about how your enemies are sent in the hereafter, but I do. I prefer it sooner and by my hand, not later in a warm bed.
You laugh at death, but you will face it someday.
No, I won't. Think about it. So long as I'm alive, there's no death. And then when it comes, I'll already be gone.
If you lunge into the thick of every battle, why don't you wear armor? At least we could bury you in one piece that way.
Here we go. Now the dead one is planning on burying me. Not before I bury you!
I wonder, is it the constant cold that makes northern barbarian brains work so slowly? Or is it that the tribes are so secluded that they've become incestuous?
I wonder too. Our old ones start drooling around 90. But you elves live for hundreds of years. How much idiocy do you save up in your heads over the ages?
Agathoa's gift could return your family to you, although they probably look terrible by now. But what wouldn't I do to help a friend?
Don't you dare call me a friend. A gravestone knows more of friendship than you.
We have nothing to talk about. We hold nothing in common. You see no value in life, while I am intoxicated by it.
Amazing. However miserable your being is, you still cling to it. You think that you are a free spirit, but you are merely a slave, cherishing her chains for fear of true freedom.
Perhaps I will return to Keonin one day, walk the streets of Idara, find the wretch who reported me to the Elven Eldest, and drain them of their blood, drop by drop. You know, Tristian, we have much more in common than you think. You say everyone deserves a chance to atone, but isn't life after death such a chance?
Perhaps. If so, I pray that you do use this chance to atone at last.
Tell me, Valerie, why did you choose the path of a mercenary? Even in self-imposed exile, you could find more enjoyable pursuits than fighting side by side with the common folk.
I wonder what that might be. Perhaps I should have become a lady of pleasure? Or the mistress to an odd duke? Not a chance. I've no interest in being someone's toy.
Well, is there any news from Grotus? When should we expect the end of the world? This week, or maybe next?
Grotus does not speak of his plans. But the end of times is inevitable. Does it matter when?
You're quite a rarity. A dwarf rejecting Torog. A dwarf unable to forge a nail. I wouldn't be surprised to hear you don't enjoy ale.
No, I sometimes do bend my elbow. But much less now than in my bad days, after I ran away from my home, knowing no purpose or where I should go. If I had a stronger will, perhaps I would forego drinking completely.
It feels strange to say it, but you and I have more in common than it seems. You live for pleasures, new feelings, and sensations, and gnomes live for the same thing. Otherwise, we're overtaken by bleaching, soon followed by death.
A curious perspective. You might even have a point. If so, why don't you submit to Agathoa? I guarantee you a host of new sensations.
After our expedition is over, why don't you come to Absalom with me? Our medics will flood us with gold for the privilege of studying such a unique, undead specimen.
A flattering proposition, but I think I'll decline. Although if you want to supply your medics with an undead specimen so badly, I could certainly make one of you.
I'll tell you what, we've organized our encampment completely wrong. Come here, all of you, and I'll explain what we need to do.
Oh, and maybe you should buy a drum so it will be easier for us to march to your commands? Who do you think you are, Scribbler? We're not your students.
If you want my opinion, you weren't wrong to tear up your suitor's poem. Some verse deserves nothing better. The same for their authors.
I couldn't control myself, and control is essential for a fighter. But still, I do not regret what I did. My place was not with the worshippers of Shellen.
So here's what we got so far. Today, Amiri killed 10 kobolds, a troll, a hodog, and more goblins than the fingers on 2 hands can count. You know, I don't think our readers are going to believe all this.
But it's the truth. I can cut them all down easy. We just need to find them.
Oh, Akin, I still remember that elk you downed for us. I love it when you hunt. You always bring back something delicious.
Thank you.
You know, Harem, I don't think your Grotus cares about his congregation. What's the point in worshipping him?
And what's the point in venerating the other gods? All they promise their followers is empty fuss, pleasure, war, magic. For his part, Grotus teaches us to accept the inevitable with dignity.
Jathal, you're not just cold, you're icy. A winter's night without the moon and stars.
Is that an attempted compliment? Girl, I am what I am. The opinions of the short-lived interest me even less than the howling of the wind in the tree branches.
Rigongar, tell me, you and Octavia are so different. What keeps you together?
Ask what doesn't. We've been together since we were kids in chains. And now that we're free, we're together in battle.
Rigongar, what's that you're chewing? Ew, nasty. What is that? A rat? Raw? How can I forget that I saw that?
Ah, you sissy. In Numeria, we were glad when we had a rat for supper. Besides, they're so fat and tender here in the Stolen Lands. Yummy.
Nothing can stop our leader, though King Iravetti will stop at nothing.
Wait, if nothing can stop us, is that the same nothing that he'll stop at? That can't be right.
You know, sometimes I try to imagine what it's like to be like you. A knight in shining armor and the Queen of Hearts, all rolled into one. Your life is like a novel.
From a distance, it looks like a blessing, does it not?
What Chub Chub doing? It fun? Involve stabbing?
Only if I stab you, idiot. Take a smell and stand over there. Way over there. In fact, just keep going. I'll tell you when to stop.
Not like camp. There's eating and sleeping and dreaming of sleeping and eating.
Simple minds, simple pleasures.
What do you think, Harem? If we're all meant to die, how will it happen?
I don't know. I'm not a prophet. I simply follow the will of Grotus. Whatever end is prepared for me, I only hope to face it with dignity.
Do you really not like to have fun? Or you just don't know how to? Do you want me to hold a festival for you when we get back to the capital? We can stuff our faces, dance and get drunk. What do you say?
I say you are very kind, Octavia, but such help will do me no good. I'll only get a headache from the music and dancing. As for the drinking, well, I better keep away from that too.
Why are you so obnoxious and rude, even with your allies?
Allies? I'm afraid you're not going to like my answer, girl. You'll just imagine I have a bad temper.
Do you really like it when everyone looks at you like you're a venomous viper? Stay away or it'll bite? How could you prefer that?
You see, my status allows me not to think whether others like me. On the contrary, it's they who must try to be liked by me.
All those knights you always talk about are men. Weren't there any women? A band of men sounds pretty sad and depressing.
Oh yes, there was a Vudrani tiefling named Vivriel. She was a talented caster who could manifest energy weapons to strike her opponents. She sounds beautiful and deadly, kind of like you.
Once I return to Numeria, I don't know what I'll do there. Maybe I'll find my former owners and grind them to dust. Or maybe just walk the streets as a free person. I just need to get back and close that chapter of my life. You lazy bones. You didn't even try at all during the last battle. Are you feeling all right?
Hey, I'm just giving you a chance to get at least one kill for yourself.
You look unhappy today. You need to have some fun. You want me to read to you in bed the way you like?
Octavia, damn it! I've asked you 12 times. Never mind. We'll talk about this later.
Valerie, your embroidery is always so beautiful. I just can't take my eyes off your designs. Even the patches on your clothes are always special. I could never do anything like that, even with the help of magic.
Oh, it's nothing special. I never mean to do anything ornate. I just need to keep my hands busy sometimes.
You're staring at me again. What do you want?
Deep in your soul, good and evil are fighting. I'm watching to see which one wins.
You think you're the most valuable member of the gang? How much good are you in battle? And how much good am I?
Harbour no illusions of your importance. You are merely my portable meat shield. It's your job to stand between death and genius. Of course, this is a great honor for you, but you should understand your place.
Look at that. You're so noble, dressed in your shining armor. I'm a hedge-born, scum-wearing rubbish. What do you think? The ones we gut and behead, you think they appreciate the difference?
A worthy man would surely be happy to fall in battle to a worthy opponent. And as for the likes of you, their feelings are of no interest to me.
What's the point in worshipping Grotus? You've said it yourself. When the moment comes, he will destroy everyone, including his congregation.
That is exactly why, Tristian. In the face of Grotus, everyone is equal. Believers and non-believers, people and gods. Only he is worth venerating, because everything else is empty and meaningless.
Slavery didn't break you. But could you forgive those who hurt you and give them a chance to atone?
Hell no! These wretches had 100 chances, 1,000, millions. I'll think about forgiving them when they set all their other slaves free.
The stolen lands are a very strange place. There is so much injustice and pain here. But then there is honor, pride, valor, forgiveness, and atonement. Everything twisted up in a tight ball. I hope my goddess hears me. Without her favor, we won't make it through these lands.
I feel nobleness in your words and deeds. I do not think you are from a common family.
Does lineage mean anything? I'm the one who made myself.
I suppose we have something in common, Sir Dwarf. In the past, we both served deities unworthy of our loyalty.
The difference is you never found a new faith or a new reason to live. I did.
I swear, Ragonga, if it weren't for our common cause, I'd challenge you to a duel and wipe that smug sneer off your face.
Why, your nobleness, you mustn't challenge the peasantry to duels. How unseemly it would be if they spanked you. No, you rather must spank them with a whip. I'm taking off my pants right now.
Armor must be sturdy and heavy. The heavier, the better. And if there's a good shield to add to the armor, then you feel like a whole fortress, not just a fighter.
What a stench. I smelled a lot of crappy stuff in my time.
Huh, be grateful we're not in Abaddon, the native plane of demons. According to what I've read, it smells of cinders, swamp gas, feces, and things far worse.
Seems like an animal died nearby. Perhaps if we bury it, the smell will go away?
It smells like someone took a huge crap nearby. Couldn't we find a better place for camp?
In moments like this, I regret not carrying a flask of perfume with me, like so many other paladins of Shellin.
And I am once again grateful that fate has spared me such distractions.
Hey, I'm out of rations. I gotta hit the sack hungry tonight or what?
I'll gladly share my rations with you, Amiri. After all, I'm trying to watch my figure.
Oh, take mine. I don't feel hungry today.
Hey, I got no more chow. Anyone has an extra ration? Want to share?
I'm feeling generous tonight. You can take my ration. Don't forget to say thank you. And don't try to eat my stationery.
Nothing improves one's appetite more than the envious looks of the starving.
As we walk in light, we shall not forget those lost in darkness.
Speak slowly. I'm writing it down. I shall cite your prayers in my essay on the cult of Sarenrae.
Let us remember the fallen with dignity. Our sorrow and our pride in them shall live on in our hearts.
Pray for peace and an easy path for the fallen.
Your words heap sadness upon my soul, but believe it as well.
They stopped caring about your sermons long ago, just like everyone else.
My spirit is stronger than any illness. By the light I shall cleanse myself of all filth, and with the new dawn I shall rise like the sun.
You'd better resort to surer remedies. You're not looking so good.
Buck up! Go pump some iron, or let's say, carry some sacks around. Helps me every time.
Merciful Sarenrae, I humbly beg you, hear my prayers and help me heal myself.
Tristian, you look so pale. But you know, it suits you well.
Just don't pray all night this time, and get some sleep. You need your strength. If not for you, then think of the others.
I feel I've spent a dozen years in a cold dungeon without a single ray of light.
Sarenrae's clerics are like flowers. They wilt without the sun. The good thing is, unlike flowers, they don't attract bees.
Please have a good rest, Tristian. I'll take your place keeping watch if you like.
It's been a long time since I felt so fatigued. Like I've spent 4 seasons in a windowless cell.
Oh, I wish I could switch places with you. One suffering is another's blessing.
You're making my jaw hurt. I wonder, is it laughter or disgust?
I like it better without sun. Goblins like it best in dark. More sneaking, better ambushes.
It's unsafe to set up camp in the open like this.
Each careless step taken is one step closer to Grotus. Surely you understand that everyone shall rest in his embrace in the end, no matter how carefully they try to delay the final moment.
Stop your whining, cleric! If someone jumps us, I'll save your hide.
Being this careless could cost us dearly.
You are right. The art of camouflage has been developed over many centuries. It's unwise to neglect it.
You complain as though you'll be the one slicing up the monsters if they attack us.
When I fell, I saw the faces of those I've lost.
You still breathe, but you dream of meeting dead people? Stop talking crap!
Those dear to us who we've lost, they're always with us, in our thoughts and in our grief. They'll always be there for you, Ekin.
When death draws near, you start to wonder, is it possible to reunite with your lost family somewhere beyond life?
Your losses were terrible, yet you remain strong. When I see this, my own grief and sorrow seems to lessen.
When you die, you will see and feel nothing. Trust my experience.
Our supplies grow thin. We'll have to go hunting.
That's good. I'm tired of nibbling dry food every day.
You can count me out, but I shall stand ready to support you with wisdom and advice.
We are running short of rations. We'll have to rely on the hunt.
It would be so nice to teach your wolf to go hunting alone and bring meat back to us. We could just sit here and, oh, here comes our lunch.
Knock yourself out. Don't forget your bow.
My spells must be replenished. I feel uncomfortable without them.
At least you can always rely on your weapons if magic fails you. If the same thing happens to me, all I can do is hide behind my companions.
You better sharpen your blade instead of wasting time on that crap.
It was a hard day. My spells must be restored so we're prepared for tomorrow.
You're rather well stocked. Your weapons, your magic, and your wolf. It's no wonder you sometimes forget to replenish your spells.
Oh, can I play with Wolfie while you're busy? He's so sweet. Such a fluffy head and that soft fur. I just love it when you summon him.
I need rest.
Find a good dream and draw some strength from it. There is much to do tomorrow.
Maybe some sleep will cheer you up a little?
I must sleep.
Go get some rest. Without you, we'll have a hard time in battle.
What? You got tired of constantly wailing?
One evening without fresh meat, and everyone becomes desperate. Your grip upon life is so easily loosened.
It's only food. Find another reason to moan.
Eat quietly. Can't spit around here without hitting a fanatic. Can't I eat without a sermon?
Judging by the wry faces around me, no one went hunting today. Well, perhaps at least this will help you see how frail our existence is.
Someday death will find us all. But so what? Life's cruelty is neither a divine revelation nor cause to lament.
I'd fight a giant over a piece of meat right now. And I wouldn't turn away from a stale piece of bread either. Slavery will do that to you.
Another rest without fresh meat. Isn't it time you send some of your people hunting?
I would be happy to set snares to feed my friends and companions, but I shall not take orders from anyone.
You often complain when you're sent out to hunt, and you always complain if no one else goes.
Why are you sitting there? Your meat isn't going to hunt itself.
Watch your tone. I shan't tolerate such ill manners.
I don't approve of Jathal's tone, but without meat I'll be out of shape, lose my focus, and then only the gods know which of us will survive the next battle. I know some of us would benefit from losing some weight, but I'm not about to starve with the rest.
Make a snare. Put it over there. Look, where I'm pointing. And wait. Perhaps lunch will visit us soon.
Oh, you pay too much attention to mundane things.
Who is responsible for our rations? The poor dimwit should learn to count. We're running out of food again.
Perhaps if someone didn't gorge himself at every stop. On second thought, no. Please, keep stuffing your face as always. Otherwise, we might not be able to shut you up at all.
We're running out of food. I am so tired. I need to go to bed. Oh, there's a plague going around. I'm so afraid I might get sick. The living do nothing but whine.
I've used nearly all my spells. It seems that when we fight, you all just hide behind me and watch while I do everything.
Am I wrong, or is Sir Jubilos truly accusing us of cowardice? Why don't you speak your mind plainly, and afterwards defend your words in a proper duel?
So much pride, so much empty boasting. It's sad that such a talented gnome as yourself would waste his breath on such petty ranting.
I'm almost out of spells. Sometimes I feel that I'm the only one who does anything useful during our battles.
Everyone, in the next battle, we should just sit on the grass and watch this gnome deal with the enemies on his own. And he'd better not yap a single word about needing our help.
An empty vessel makes louder sounds than a full barrel.
Hey, where is food in the bag? Used to be a lot.
You ate 3 times your weight today. Just what happens to all those rations you toss in your maw?
Agathoa would have been pleased with your gluttony. Would have, if you weren't Lamosh to scum.
Knock, hungry. Got a ration?
I, of course, am aware that goblins are famous for their insatiable hunger, but I certainly wasn't aware that I'll have one of those beasts in my group and will suffer as a result.
If you will keep eating like that, hunt for yourself. I am running out of arrows.
Oh, spells out. Need to rest.
Maybe we can plant Knock Knock in the Technic League? He will run away anyway. But before that, those bastards will get enough trouble to cease dealing with spellcasting slaves forever.
Knock and magic. Oh, don't give me that look. It even sounds hilarious.
Spent on magic again. Almost nothing left.
A goblin mage. Another oddity for my collection of things that should never be.
You hasten your undoing by dealing with the powers you can't comprehend. However, I am not the one to be unhappy because you chose this path.
I saw a bird nest on my way. Tender meat. Bones go crunch.
Yeah, fresh meat would be nice. Too bad nobody hunts today.
If only my family tutor who nagged me about the importance of each set of cutlery could hear you. Yes, wouldn't mind the pleasure of seeing his face at the sound of your babbling.
Oh, I caught a rat. Mine. Won't share. Don't ask.
Ew, spare me your thoughts.
Goblins eat garbage they find. No need to feed you.
I'd so much like to discuss our day, but I'm so worn out.
I could use some shut-eye too. But it's wrong to go to sleep early. I don't want to get all softy.
The evening's quiet. Get some rest. Restore your strength.
I can barely keep my eyes open. I might just fall asleep where I stand.
Starting tomorrow, I'll carry half of your things. All right?
That's a welcome change. Finally, some much-needed quiet.
I feel uncomfortable. I'm not sure we're safe here.
It's beautiful, isn't it? It is in places like this that the frailty of faltering life grows clear.
I too feel disquieted, but together we're strong enough to stand against any danger.
It's so dark in here. This place gives me the creeps.
Pull yourself together. Monsters can smell your fear. If you whine and moan, they'll eat you first.
Don't be a chicken. I'll be right here.
Oh, I think I got my cheek scratched in that last fight. I hope it won't leave a scar.
You were barely standing for pain, and now your thoughts go to such petty things. You might be a trifle more serious.
Ah, you see that? My Octavia sure is tough.
I think I've lost an earring in all the tumult. Has anyone seen it?
She cannot go an hour without looking in a mirror. A sure sign of feeble-mindedness.
Are you serious? You're just putting on a brave face so he won't see you barely can stand.
Anyone have a suggestion which spells I should prepare for tomorrow?
If you are interested in my opinion, you should choose the spells yourself. 'Tis unlikely that someone else knows better than you.
Something to fry your enemies' asses. Or freeze them. Or both.
I wonder, which of these will I need tomorrow?
You page through your book with such determination. You chase your powers so. But it's all for nothing. In the end, you'll be left alone with the silence of eternity.
By thunder, I'm glad I don't have to study each night or be left without spells the next day. Sometimes you just can't lift your eyes from your book.
I'm glad of a chance to relax a little, but shouldn't we be busy hiding our tents? Or are we just going to leave it to luck?
I could explain how we might best conceal our camp, if such is your wish. I learned much while commanding a squad.
I agree. I've no concern for sleep, but I require silence and repose no less than the rest of you.
I wonder, what if someone happens to walk past us tonight? Won't it be easy to find our camp, since we didn't bother to hide it?
I advised that we hide the camp. Monsters can be a problem, as are evil-minded people.
Why hide from monsters anyway? If you don't kill one tonight, you'll be fighting it tomorrow, along with its friends.
By the devil, when it's my turn to kiss the dirt, one thing will make me happy. I won't have to listen to your whining or look at your sad muzzles anymore. By the gods, I need a drink.
Here's to death, our gracious lady, the one who will never deny you. In her house, everyone has a place.
Very true. It is well to hear a touch of reason from the mouths of the short-lived.
Don't let it get you down. Life is short. Tomorrow, any of us might be joining them in the ground. Enjoy life while you can. If you're crying over someone's grave, it means that no one's dancing on yours.
Your words bring only more pain. And I see that was your intent.
Ha! Well said. Sadness can take a walk. Somebody hand me a bottle.
They knocked me around a bit today, but they got it far worse than I did.
Still, you must be more careful, Reg. I'm the one who has to mend your clothes afterwards.
No doubt you're good in hand-to-hand, but your defense leaves much to be desired. You can't stand long against an attack. You mustn't always push forward, but look for the better angle.
I got pretty thrashed today, but so did our enemies.
Don't joke with death. It never jokes with anyone.
Your courage has no rival. Truth be told, sometimes it feels not like courage, but folly.
You fought brave as Great Beast. For a Longshanks, of course. No one more fierce than when goblins attack.
A hot day. I don't remember the last time I had to cast so many spells.
I too must prepare my spells for tomorrow. Will you sit with me?
Luckily, the true traveler's arsenal includes many inexhaustible resources: willpower, acumen, courage, and a sense of humor, for that matter.
On days like this, I'm grateful to the Technic League overseers who taught me how to fight head-to-head. At least I can fight my way out of a tangle on the days that I run out of magic.
From my experience, being without magic is trouble by half, but being stuck without a rope or a pole in the middle of a river, that's trouble in full.
I don't complain about having to pray every day. I'm always happy to talk to my God. But he answers me so rarely.
I'm perfectly fine, just a bit tired. A little sleep and I'll be back on my feet again.
You need help, Valerie. Stop being so proud. We can all see your suffering.
Show yourself some mercy, Valerie. Sometimes it's more important to be honest about your weaknesses than it is to be brave.
Don't look at me like that. I'm just a little out of sorts.
That's the spirit. Not like those southern wussies who run to the healer after every sneeze.
Well, you have a strong character, that's for sure.
We should be doubly watchful if we're to rest in so dangerous a place.
If you care so much about our safety, wouldn't it be better if you stopped talking? Who knows what attention you're attracting?
We should choose better places for camp from now on.
It's not the safest place to set camp. Keep your weapons close and your eyes open.
A bad place for camp is where pine cones sting your butt where you sit. But a dangerous place surrounded by enemies? That's a good one.
Oh, well, if the general herself is worried, then there's sure to be trouble. Ha 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 ha.
Many of the nobles I've had the pleasure to speak with believe that real fighting is something like jousting. They wouldn't survive a minute in actual battle.
When you're feeling very serious, this tiny wrinkle appears on your forehead, but still you remain unbelievably beautiful.
Our people are so absurd. They're proud of their military valor, but are still afraid of death. They go to battle voluntarily, and then they beg for healing, hoping that someone like me will save them from the very thing that every warrior seems to crave.
During that last fight, I barely parried a hit, which might have killed me. I should work more on my defensive techniques.
Life is a priceless gift, Valerie. You should take care of yourself. If not for yourself, then at least for the sake of those who rely on you.
Be careful, Valerie, please. Your strength and stamina are second to none, but think how much a single mistake might cost.
We are running short of supplies. I hope there are people in this party ready to hunt, or ready to go without food until we replenish our stocks.
Oh, I can do without food for a long time. Sometimes no one fed our slaves for several days in a row.
It's no fun with no chow. We should bring more next time.
Our supplies are running low. Either we find a way to replenish our provisions, or we'll have to tighten our belts.
The general speaks the truth. A few more days, and we'll be drinking pine bark soup.
The food will come, by the hunt or by trade.
I wouldn't say no to a bowl of tasty stew. It's a shame no one is going to hunt.
I've more important things to do than crawl through the brush in search of rabbits and deer.
We could set a snare, though I doubt we could ever actually catch anything here.
Why does no one go hunting? If someone is expecting me to do it, they'll be sorely disappointed.
I don't like it when you behave like this. We're your friends, not your servants or slaves.
Affirmative. I'll get right on it, Your Excellency.
Not me. That last time when I brought that fat, tasty toad, you all made mean faces. Knock Knock never good hunter.